The first city is ceremonial. The second city is political. The third city is invisible. Please mind the gap.
This is the old city, and it has been the most destroyed.
The old city was built on faith, vanity, and fabulous piles of cash.
How does one define money? Money is pieces of metal or paper used to pay for things. Money is something generally accepted as a medium of exchange. Money is a measure of value. Money is a means of payment. Money is...
I thought you said you needed the money.
Well, I do.
Then what's the problem, then? Look, yeah, at first it'll be weird, but then...
Money is the great social equaliser. With it, the impoverished of the third world can rub shoulders with heads of state. Without it, nations collapse upon themselves and millions of lives can be destroyed. Yet for all this, true wealth is unseen. It is not held in the vaults of banks, it is present in the buildings around us, in the petrol used to power our cars, the water we drink. Did you know that in a single average transaction, a middling city trader can spend more money than there is printed in all of Europe?
Basically, it's these couple of Polish geezers across the road doing pretty well for themselves. That's all.
For to us, money is simply a series of transactions, strung along, one after the other. How can one possibly keep track of the wealth amassed and spent over the course of a lifetime? It is impossible to accurately calculate, let alone even visualise. So we create markers and divide it up to make it more manageable. For that is the nature of the human condition, to try to understand. That which cannot be understood is cast out into the cold and the dark.
Do you like your job?
Yes. Although it can be difficult. I remember when I used to do house calls, you never really knew what to expect. Hi, I'm Dr. Carl. Come and sit.
I know who you are. Take a seat if you want. Sorry about all this. Jack had some people over last night. Left the place in a bit of a state. Do you want a tissue for that?
No, it's fine, I have one, but with a baby in the house, you really should be more careful of how you leave the flat.
Yeah, well, that's really none of your business, is it?
I just think it's for the best.
I don't care what you think.
Sorry, I'm really tired.
Why don't you bring Sean in here and then I can be out of your hair?
Oh, well, that's the thing. Sean's actually not here right now. Jack wanted us to go out, just the two of us, like, so next door neighbour said she'd look after Sean, but she ain't there right now.
Is everything okay?
I think it's best if you just leave, yeah?
Tell me about yourself. Do you have a partner?
No, not at the moment. How am I meant to tell a woman I only met 5 minutes ago that no, I don't have a boyfriend because I dumped him when I found out he was HIV positive? That's going to sound really good, isn't it?
So what's your problem?
You've known for 2 weeks.
This isn't about you. Shit happens.
Why is it we only stop to think when bad things happen?
Why did you decide to become a doctor?
To help people. It's a good feeling, you know, when you someone, even though you may never see them again, giving them their life back. Sorry.
Politics of slums, apartments, mansions. The correct balance must be maintained.
Mum, we have to move.
Sorry?
Please, Mum, not now.
Get your hands off of me.
People are looking, just a few more steps and we'll be outside.
I'm going to meet my husband. Excuse me.
What time is it?
It's late.
What time?
Shh, Dean, go back to sleep.
Mum, you know about Dad.
How dare you talk to me? Get away from me.
You promised this wouldn't happen. Go, please, outside.
Is she okay?
It's okay, we don't need any help. She's fine.
I'm going to meet my husband and now I'm going to be very late.
He's outside. I'll show you. Just come outside.
Where? Where is he?
I'm not sure about this, Steve. All this stuff, all this hassle, it just ain't me, mate.
Relax, it's only a bloody meeting. Look, just tell them your story the way you told it to me, yeah? These people can help.
Yeah, but I was pissed up and I was angry when I said all that. I don't feel like this lot.
You might be surprised. You've lived down here your whole life. You don't deserve to be driven out of business like this.
Well, I know all that, but...
Right, well, everybody, please take a seat. Now, as you well know, we're all here for the same reason. We care about the way this country's going.
The other day, right, I was down Trent Street when I saw a group of them.
Little bastards were all over the butchers. I went in to see who it was, and every single one of them was...
One of them. So I shouted at them and I told them in no uncertain terms. Don't do it back in your own country. This can't
Go on anymore. And I've got a mate, right? Oh, come on, right?
Piss off, Steve. I didn't mean for this. This ain't me at all.
And you, mate, standing up at the front.
What's your problem? Why have you come in?
Jess, I feel really weird doing this.
You backing out? I didn't set this up for a laugh.
No, I'm not backing out. I'm just saying.
Oh, shit.
Go on, mate, share with us.
Basically, my business is being run out. There's this group of Polish geezers across the road and they're doing pretty well for themselves. That's all.
Jesus.
Yeah, and there's doors off for one of them.
Well, I'm sorry for you, mate. Take a seat. You've come to the right place. City of the vanished, home to those who no longer exist.
Saddest of all are the women who are brought up to believe
But self-sacrifice is the highest female virtue.
One in 4 women experience domestic violence in their lifetime.
Less than half of all incidents are reported to the police.
But they still receive 1 domestic violence call a minute in the UK.
I met him at a bar. He was 28, older, handsome. He was in the army and had a strong, super fit body, and I fell in love with him. And when he was off duty, he would take me to these amazing places and we had fun. And I was happy.
1 in 4 women experience domestic violence in their lifetime.
Sometimes when we were in the car, he would grab me, sometimes quite hard. And one time I told him it hurt. He stopped the car, and he slapped me across the face, told me to touch me any way he liked. I should have got out of the car. I should have just walked away.
It's as though panic has seized me and I can't seem to move.
But I cried. And I apologised. But then he apologised too, said he was frightened of losing me because he went away so much. And then he told me that he loved me. That was the first time he told me that he loved me.
Abusers choose to behave violently to get what they want and gain control.
Perpetrators of domestic violence frequently avoid taking responsibility for their behaviour.
We got engaged. I took him home to meet my mum. I was quieter and she noticed. She didn't like Scott. Scott didn't like her. I thought she was jealous. My dad went off with a woman 10 years younger. She would be jealous. So we stopped talking. He didn't like my friends much either, so I stopped talking to them too. A few months later we moved in together and things were fine. For a while.
1 in 4 women experience domestic violence in their lifetime.
One day I was in the bath. I had the music on, candles too. He wasn't meant to be back until late, so I was enjoying the soak. He came back early. He came into the bathroom smiling, and I thought he was pleased to see me. Who were you expecting?
No one!
Who were you expecting?
I'm having a bath!
And then he dragged me by my hair out of the bath. He slammed my face into the radiator. He threw me on the floor, and then I've never seen so much hate in someone's eyes.
And then I saw the same fear reflected in his face, and it had been me that had caused it.
I should have got out of the car and walked away.
1 in 4 women experience domestic violence in their lifetime.
I should have got out of the car and walked away.
A hoodie?
Well, you said whatever I normally wear.
Yeah, for like a date.
Look, don't worry about it. I'll find something to throw on.
Jess, I feel really weird doing this.
You backing out? I didn't set this up for a laugh.
No, I'm not backing out, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Voice down there, he's only in there.
He's here now.
Yes.
Is she going to be much longer?
No, look, Jess, I'm sorry, I really don't
You
feel
said
like
you needed the money.
what I do.
What's the problem then? Look, yeah, at first it'll be weird, but then you remember to think of the money. All the time before you know it, job's done. Vertic in your pocket.
And what about Dean?
What about him?
You going out tonight, Nick? Don't be too late, love.
An hour ago, I was reading Katie a bedtime story.
Mummy, where are you going?
Listen, yeah, you're doing this for them. Now go on. You earn money standing out here. Give us a shout when you're done.
Jess, I'm
terrified. If I'd stood up and screamed, would anyone have helped me?
Chill out, babe, seriously.
Okay, wait.
What?
Dean gave this to me, I can't wear it.
Nikki.
Okay, I'm going.
Hoodie.
I remember the anger.
Is that what it was?
It was just a rush. You can't explain it. I think it was hate.
Hate for who?
Hate for them. You can understand that, can't you? They changed everything when they came here. That's when it all started. The worries, the fights, the depression. I just remember the excitement. The excitement of us all together, together against them. It was almost fun. But I didn't mean for this.
Well, what did you mean?
Suddenly, all that hate, the anger, the excitement, it all vanished, and I was left like a schoolboy again, waiting to be told off.
When did you first have these feelings?
Cold. Both of us. But one far colder than the other. It's funny, his blood looked the same. He didn't seem like such a threat crumpled up on the floor. Why is it we only stop and think when bad things happen?
Did you know things before?
And then, what he'd said to me, shouted at me, pleaded with me, it made sense. What is it that makes us different? We all have the same needs: money, food, family, friends, and all that time it hadn't been hate. It had been fear. And I saw the same fear reflected in his face, and it had been me that had caused it. We don't choose where we come from. It's chance, luck, whatever. Yeah, I'm English, so what? It was nothing to do with me.
So why were you so angry with them?
See, normally I'd say to myself, shut up, stand now. There's no point in wasting time on the past, the what if, the I wish.
The way things might have happened, might being the key. What ifs?
But waste away. I've got a hell of a lot of time to waste away. Please, just let me waste away.
Very sorry to hear about your mother.
Has everyone been nice to you, Emma?
What was it like having a loony mum then?
People forget to care after a while. There's only an acceptable period in morning time before it becomes awkward, uncomfortable.
Can't your mum pick you up? Oh, sorry.
God, this is uncomfortable.
Bet she thinks I'm weird. I can see it in her eyes, they all do.
It's strange, she seems quite unaffected.
Death, it's a funny thing. We're meant to feel so much, and yet so often we feel so little. I can't read. I can't sleep properly. I can't concentrate. I have nightmares. I just exist. That's it.
I'm asleep.
Where were you?
Lisa's.
You crying?
There's nothing you could have done to stop this from happening, you know.
This is your fault. This is your stupid fault. Why are you here now? You never cared before. All those times when she was crying about you leaving, where were you then? You're not my dad. I hate you. Get away from me.
You mustn't feel guilty.
In my most selfish moments, I used to wish for death, wish for those who were ill just to hurry up and die or get better. But the greying effects of death are no better than the hopelessness of sickness. It's ironic that we only feel guilt after death when there is nothing we can do. We can say, I should have, or I could have, or I wish I'd, but it's easy to say these things when we know we'll never have to do them.
Emma, can you please tidy
voice all the time, but it's not like in films when the dead person comes back and says, "It's all okay, I want you to be happy."
We can make this work. We could have a baby.
I don't want a baby.
Everyone has to die, it's just ordinary things, and I get such a shock because for a moment I think it's her. I think she's back telling me to put the kettle on or feed the cat. Stupid, I know.
Death happens every day.
Death happens every day.
every day.
It's strange.
Disappointing.
Isn't death supposed to be
Dramatic.
Romantic.
And yet, the feeling for me is the realization that someone has died and yet nothing has changed. We carry on with our lives. Still, there's that strange hollow feeling as we lose a little part of our world. Death, it's a funny thing.
Ladies, gentlemen,
Colleagues!
I'm here today to talk to you about a disease that, despite our most sincere efforts, has become the Black Death of our modern age. We live in a society in which the pestilence of HIV is spreading in ways that seem uncontrollable by modern medicines. Medicines that we, as medical practitioners, have spent huge amounts of our time, money and effort in producing. It must be stopped, that is clear. It lies with us to uphold these values, to take a lead that hopefully society will follow.
2 to 4 weeks after exposure, you'll begin to develop influenza-like symptoms,
Including
but less commonly.
headache,
Nausea.
And vomiting.
enlarged liver,
Weight loss.
and neurological symptoms.
I may experience all, some, or none of these symptoms.
The duration of your symptoms may vary, averaging 28 days and usually lasting at least a week.
1 in 4 women experience domestic violence in their lifetime.
A strong immune defence system reduces the number of viral particles in the bloodstream. A strong immune defence system reduces the number of viral particles in the bloodstream.
Marking the end of your acute HIV infection and the start of your clinical latency stage.
Clinical latency can vary between 2 weeks and 20 years.
In this phase, you are still very infectious.
Your first symptoms often include moderate and...
Unexplained weight loss recurring.
Respiratory tract infections, skin rashes or ulcerations.
Typically, my resistance will be lost at an early stage to oral candida with an increased susceptibility to tuberculosis.
Later reactivation of
latent herpes virus.
May cause
Worsening recurrences of
Shingles, Epstein-Barr virus-induced B-cell lymphomas.
small carposis sarcoma.
A tumour of endothelial cells that...
occurs when HIV proteins such as TAT interact with herpes virus 8.
Ladies, gentlemen,
Colleagues!
may I remind you there is currently no cure or vaccine for HIV or AIDS.
Is that you?
Yes.
Long day.
You could say that. Any chance of a cup of tea?
Yes, I'll bring it to you in the sitting room.
Where are the children?
Your mother's looking after Alex and Eddie. Lizzie's asleep upstairs.
Any post?
Yes, there's a letter for you from Australia and those car brochures you sent off for.
I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
Why?
What about the car? That Volvo's barely a year and a half old, then I think we should make do with it for now.
But, Michael, there isn't enough room in it. What with the children and their bags?
But it seats 5.
If you did the school run, you know it's too small. Alex has to take his bag with him for school, plus his games kit on Mondays and Thursdays. Then there's Lizzie's car seat, Eddie's booster.
Well, it's done the job up until now.
I just don't understand why you changed your mind all of a sudden.
We just have to tighten our belts. You've read the newspapers.
No, I'm not stupid, Michael.
I didn't say you were. But have you never stopped to ask yourself where the money for all of this comes from? The holidays, the cars. None of this could have happened unless I'd taken a few risks.
What are you saying?
I just need you to understand our situation. to exercise some self-restraint. And we may need to rethink going to school fees.
Oh, that's ridiculous. We have always planned on sending Alex to Westminster under school.
I know, but I was impressed by the local primary when we went to look.
All his friends are going to Westminster.
You mean all of your friends are sending their sons to Westminster?
I just want the best for him.
And I don't.
I just wish that if there was a problem with money, you would discuss it with me.
What time is it?
It's late.
What time?
Shh. Do you go back to sleep?
Where have you been?
Lisa's.
And you've been there all night?
Yeah. She had people over, I helped her clean up.
And you didn't think to check your phone because I left like 5 messages.
Yeah, no, I got them. I ain't got no credit though, so let's just go to sleep now, yeah?
Nick,
Yeah.
where were you? Nicky,
I'm asleep.
where were you?
Lisa's.
You crying?
No.
Well, it sounds like you're crying.
Dean, leave it, okay? I was at Lisa's, she had people over, I helped her clean up, and now I want to go to sleep.
Look at me. Nicky. Oh, Jesus Christ, what happened to you? Have you been in a fight or something? Nicky, you tell me right now, because I'm calling Lisa.
No, you can't call Lisa.
Well, I am.
Dean, you can't call Lisa. I wasn't at Lisa's.
Well, so tell me how you were.
Is something the matter?
No, I'm fine. Seem awfully quiet. I've just got a bit of a headache, that's all.
Did you want to go for some lunch this afternoon?
No, not today.
Why not?
Because I've got a lot to do. Scott's coming home. I need to clean and...
It's because of him, isn't it?
What do you mean?
You let him come between us all the time.
No, I don't.
You could do so much better than him, you know.
You said.
He's changed you. You're not like you used to be.
Yes, I am.
I don't like him.
Well, I think the feeling's mutual.
I think you should come home for a while.
It's got nothing to do with you.
Kat, I just think it's for the best.
I don't care what you think.
I just...
What's with all the concern all of a sudden?
Kat, I always tried.
All you care about is yourself. Don't try and tell me what to do. Just leave me alone.
They come to me in broken health, and the phrase I hear first is, I'm not the man I was.
Hello, Roy.
Steve.
How have you been?
Okay.
Just okay?
Well, how do you think?
Well, I heard you're not long out.
3 months.
How's it been going?
Strange you didn't visit. All of this concern. It's going right. Thanks for asking.
Listen, Roy, I wanted to come visit, but what with everything that happened...
Look, Steve. Spare me the bloody apology, because you don't mean it. Why are you in?
To see how you were. See if Nick came and proved your humour. Fine. But I need some answers.
Hurry up, the game starts at 3.
I need to know if you're back in.
You having a laugh?
There's a lot needs doing.
You're out of your mind.
Things have changed since you've been inside. It's better organised, better finance, better people.
I did 5 years.
What happened that night was not my fault.
Well, only that you're still in the bloody house. You forgot to mention that. The git's still in the bloody house.
You took the job.
You used me. You knew exactly what you were doing. You said it was a no-brainer. Just turn the place over. That's what you said.
You're forgetting something. It was you that had the blade. I'll be in touch.
We know who's hiding and why. We're the clean outdoors type. We don't go in for night work. I can help, Dean.
No, you can't, Nicky.
I can.
I don't want to talk about it, okay? I'll sort it.
With what?
Just get off my back, yeah?
What are you going to sort it
I
with?
said I'll sort it.
Just trying to help you. Us, actually. Because if you don't find the money and pay him, well then what happens?
Leave it.
I can get the money together.
No, you can't,
I
Nicky.
can.
I've got until the end of the month.
Well, I'll get it by then. I'm working 2 jobs at the moment. I can probably get a night shift somewhere too.
When our tears are exhausted, a dullness takes their place.
Now, Mrs. Phillips, are we clear?
Yeah.
You know what you have to do to say?
Yeah.
Don't be dissuaded by him. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because he will try.
I can change.
Don't listen to him, as hard as it might be. It's better to block out what he says. It's certainly preferable to staying in an abusive relationship.
We can make it work.
No, we can't.
Now, something he might say is...
Or we can try for a baby.
I don't want a baby.
You always said you wanted to start a family.
I do.
Then?
I don't think having a baby with you right now is going to do it.
So you're just going to throw everything away?
It's not me, Scott.
But you always said you wanted a little girl.
I do.
You don't want to bring a child into the world you've been living in. It's important to remain calm, take control, assert yourself.
You don't mean that.
Scott, I love you, but I can't.
1 in 4 women experience domestic violence in their lifetime.
What's your problem?
It's always the abuser's fault, never yours. Violence is a choice, and he makes that choice.
I asked you a question.
Don't be frightened.
I'm not frightened of you anymore.
The abuser chooses violence because they have no other way of gaining control. They are weak.
You should be.
I think you're just as frightened as I am, Scott.
Don't go making the wrong choice here, will you?
If at any point you feel unsafe, tell him,
I think you should leave.
I ain't going nowhere.
I've seen a lot of people in very similar situations to yours. If you're concerned, call the police.
And neither are you.
can I speak my mind, or am I dumb, inside a borrowed language? What of me is mine?
Emma and her friend were walking home after a long day of school.
The journey was a short one, just down the lane.
Their school bag slung over one shoulder.
How far is it?
Emma's friend asked.
Not far, just down the lane.
Emma replied, "Every day I think today will be the day."
Cool, I'm starving.
Replied Emma's friend, clutching her stomach.
Me too.
Said Emma.
She's worried she'll get home, and there will be the ambulance.
Emma started to walk more slowly, dragging her feet, searching in her bag, stalling for time. "Please, not today."
What's wrong? Lost something?
Inquired Emma's friend.
Have we got to go back up?
She added reluctantly.
No, found it.
Replied Emma, distractedly, pulling an umbrella from inside her bag.
And I get this cold feeling that travels down to my feet and I just can't seem to move. But then the street is clear and I'm so happy that she's still here that I'm not even upset. Upset that she thinks that I'm her mum. I have to explain to her that I'm her daughter. And then I'm with her and I can smell her. That smell that I would recognise anywhere. Her smell. When it's just her and me, it's fine. Well, today will be fine.
The rich men buy gewgaws from Windsor Castle. It's too late. Can't turn the clock back.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome to our quarterly shareholders meeting.
welcome to the quarterly shareholders meeting here at the Thorn Corporation.
I think it would be best if we were to skip the preliminaries and get down to what I'm sure is on all of your minds.
I feel I should begin by informing you
We're buggered.
of the current financial state of the company. Now, as I'm sure you're all aware, the global economy is currently
Teetering on the brink.
experiencing a number of issues, whereby
The banks are all calling in their loans.
the international banking community has become reluctant to grant loans in this climate. As such, the management of the Thorn Corporation has decided there is a need for decisive action
We are reducing our staffing costs by 30%.
through restructuring. We are clearly in a very difficult economic period, but it is important we retain a sense of proportion.
We've had a good run.
As you can see from this graph, our year-on-year profits have been growing exponentially. However, at a time when the UK economy is suffering a slowdown across all fronts, it is with much regret I have to inform you.
Our bank has decided to cut us off.
We have felt the need to renegotiate our loans with our banking partners. Our liquidity is such that we can't meet our own costs for the next financial quarter. In light of this, I've decided to offer my resignation as Chief Executive of the Thorn Corporation, effective immediately.
Bye.
We're sorry to see you go.
It's comforting, my busy life. Left to my own thoughts, I may find I have none. This is my story. First, I say that
I have something to tell you, sir, something important.
he replies that I
Should take a seat.
start by apologising.
For my recent absences, I've had rather a lot on my mind. In fact, that's why I'm here.
No,
He replies.
I see. What has caused a problem?
I bite the bullet.
It's my...
Wait. This is not how it happens. First, I say that
I have something to tell you, sir. Something important.
he replies that
You should take a seat.
I start by apologising.
For my recent behaviour, I've had rather a lot on my mind. In fact, that's why I'm here.
Of
He
course.
replies.
Might I inquire what is exactly on your mind?
It's my...
Stop! This one isn't right either. I bite the bullet.
It's time for me to be honest with you.
He has to know. He has to. No matter what will happen to me, he has to know.
I see.
I can see that he's wary, already waiting for the bomb. What have I done? What mistake has...
Caused a problem.
I'm not well. I say, this is me being honest. Look out. Here it comes.
Oh, I see.
Wait. Did he really? Did he really see?
My dream. I've always wanted to just get away, fend for myself.
I say, he's sure to believe that. That way I can slip away quietly and stop lying to everyone, lying to myself and pretending I'm okay.
Well, this has come as quite a shock, Dr.
He
Clara.
replies, he's fallen for it. I'm absolved.
There are a few procedures to go through, of course. You can't just up to go backpacking in a mountain who knows where, you understand?
It's over. I'm free of this.
I understand, sir.
This is my story. My story has two versions. It has a real version and the imaginary version. The way things might have happened. Might being the key. What ifs. And in other people's version of my story, what happens in them. But the truth is that only one of these stories happened. Only one of them describes the truth. As children, we're ignorant of the world's failings and its disappointments. We have the whole world at our feet to set out our stalls, to do what we will. And so we imagine. But what we cannot control is chance, the luck of the draw. We cannot know who we'll meet, who of the people we meet in those frail, travelling coincidences of the everyday could be our friend, our husband, our enemy, or our killer. Looking out into the city, I know there are other people out there just like me, trying to get through to the end of the day. Who are they? I don't know. These are the people I will never meet, and who will never meet me, forever to remain unknown. This is my story. I have something to tell you, sir. Something important.
To put it another way,
Everything has its right home.
The region that suits it, and unless forcibly restrained, will...
Moved by a kind of homing instinct.